Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go With Yin Yoga and your Fall Equinox practice. If you live in the southern atmosphere, I'm going to have a playlist up here on seasonal yoga, and in there you will find spring equinox practices in case you'd like to do that. Today we are focusing on gratitude. So gather up props. I am suggesting a bolster. I'm sitting on it right now. A block at some point. We will be using that. Maybe a couple of blankets as well. So now that you've got all of that, settle onto your mat. Begin to make that transition from anything that went before this practice to this time on your mat. An easy seated position. You could also be laying down. And begin to notice your breath. Follow it as it comes into your body, down your throat, into your lungs. And then follow it as it comes back out through your nose. Maybe you notice your belly rising, falling, rising on the inhale, falling on the exhale. So today's practice is all about gratitude. Yes, in the States, Thanksgiving is still a couple of months away. We are now transitioning from our very active yang seasons of spring and summer and into the yin, more introspective and slower and passive seasons of fall and winter. And that can be a hard transition for many of us, myself included. But what I've found over the years is it's really hard, maybe impossible, to be unhappy when we have gratitude for the things that we have. So I'd like you to take your hands to your heart and maybe set an intention for this practice. My intention for you, as stated, gratitude. It's also a full body, pretty much, yin yoga practice. And I'd like you to think now of 3 things you are grateful for right now. Maybe that's you took the time to show up and practice with me. Maybe it's something simple, a loved one, human, furry. Maybe it's beautiful weather. Just think of 3 things, big or small, that you are grateful for right now. Now I'd like to share this quote with you. That heart that gives is a happy one. For we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. And somebody named Douglas Wood said that. I totally agree with it. I'd like to also offer gratitude to our lungs and our kidneys. Take a few breaths here and maybe see a healing golden light in those areas. Inhale, that golden light grows, and as you exhale, it comes in just a little bit. Taking your attention to your back body, where your kidneys are. Feeling that soothing, calming, healing golden light on your kidneys. They work so hard for you. And And slowly let your hands drop. And our first posture will be laying down on the mat. I'm going to suggest grabbing a bolster and anything else you may need. Take the soles of your feet together. Let the knees fall out to either side. Right about now, if you're not familiar with Reclined Butterfly pose, a short video will show up there. And then slowly begin, take the bolster onto your lap, slowly begin to come down to your back. Any adjustments you need, I'm suggesting take the bolster and place it onto your torso and see where it feels right for you to have your feet today. And you could have a couple blankets under your thighs or a couple of blocks if it feels very uncomfortable for you to have your knees fall open. I'm offering a very simple affirmation for this practice, and it is, I am grateful for, and you fill in that blank. Last couple of breaths here. Slowly reach down, guiding your hands under your thighs. Slowly bringing those knees back up towards the ceiling. And go ahead and set your bolster, if you're using it, off to the side. And take your legs as wide as your mat. Let them fall over to one side and the other. Some gentle movement. And get any stagnant energy moving again. And from here, we're moving into Happy Baby. And again, on the screen, if you're not familiar with Happy Baby or it doesn't feel good in your body, you'll see a little video that will give you all sorts of variations you can try. For now, Go ahead and bring one leg in towards your shoulder. Knee is bent, foot is flexed, and then the other. And you can also do this half happy baby, where you keep one leg on the ground, either knees bent or legs straight, and then switch halfway between, and I will try and let you know. And if you like, you can take your fingers between your second and third toe at the ball of your foot. You're stimulating some kidney points here. I am grateful for you can use a strap around your feet or your calves, wherever it feels comfortable. Go ahead, if you're in half-happy baby, go ahead and switch legs now. Last couple of breaths here. And slowly release your feet. Let them come down to your mat. And then let both legs fall over to one side. And slowly begin to bring yourself up. I'm going to gather up some props for our next posture. I'm going to take a bolster, if you have it, maybe some rolled blankets, horizontally across the top third of your mat. I am going to grab a block, and I'm going to place that as if it was a T with a bolster. And I am also going to grab a blanket, and I'm going to unroll my blanket and place that horizontally up just below the bolster. Okay, so if you have a setup like mine, go ahead and bring your hips towards that bolster. Soles of the feet are on the mat, and you're trying to get your shoulders onto the bolster. And you're going to move until you have your shoulders onto the bolster, and your head can be supported by a block. And I had to play with this height a little bit. A lot. There we go. Just a little support. You can have your neck extended, but for a lot of people that's a bit too much pressure on our neck. And then take your feet out as wide as your mat and allow your knees to come together, and the hands just fall out to either side. They can be in a T, they can be in a little V, whatever feels right in your body. I am grateful for. Last couple of breaths here. And again, just begin to allow yourself to come over towards one side and slowly bringing yourself upright. You do not need our bolster for the next posture, although you can sit on top of it if you have one. That can feel really nice. We are going to need a blanket if you have one. If not, you should be just fine. Try and get my blanket back together. It's fighting me. That's okay. And I am going to suggest sitting up on top of a block. Come into an easy seat. You can also come into butterfly with your soles of your feet together if you wish. Could be a little bit awkward, but I'm suggesting right now just for an easy, comfortable seat. Inhale your arms out to the sides, really feeling the back of your body. And hands come to meet, palms. And they slowly come down towards your heart center. And then begin to fold forward. If that's comfortable for you, you can keep your hands at your heart center. If not, and begin to stretch your hands out. Now, this is not a yin pose per se, but what I'd like you to feel, the sensation I'd like you to feel, is your back body and the breath moving your back body. The ribs coming apart and then back together. I am grateful for. Maybe see if you can walk those hands out a little further. Maybe not. And just notice whether or not that's accessible for you. It's not better, it's not worse. And sometimes after we spent that first minute in a pose, and our ligaments and connective tissue are beginning to release, we can go a little deeper. But always remember what Bernie Clark says, that it's not about how deep you get into the pose. It's about how deep the pose gets into you. And that is true of any type of yoga. Last couple of breaths here. And let your palms come to your blanket or floor or mat and slowly begin to walk them towards your body. Take the soles of your feet to your mat, lean back on your hands, and take your legs roughly hip width apart and let them fall to one side and then the other. Again, letting stagnant energy begin to move throughout your body. And go ahead and grab your blanket, put it off to the side. You might want it not in our next pose, but the following one. Come on off your block for now. I'm suggesting that you hold on to that block. Turn to face the short end of your mat, the soles of your feet to your mat, and slowly begin to make your way onto your back. From here, walk your feet a little closer in. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift your hips, grab that block. Place it under your sacrum. Bring one, you can stay here actually if you'd like. It's not what I have planned for you, but you absolutely could. Now you're in supported bridge. But I'm going to suggest that you take one knee into your chest, then the other. And go ahead and raise your legs towards the ceiling. So supported legs up the wall. And you can, of course, go ahead and use a wall. You can also do this without the block by making a diamond and placing it with your hands. Thumbs and index fingers come together, and then you just place that under your hips. Can also feel really nice. I didn't suggest a strap for this practice, but it can feel really nice to take a strap around your upper legs and tighten it so that your legs can just relax. The muscles can relax, even though they get pretty relaxed in this pose. Legs up the wall is just a great rejuvenating and calming pose. I am grateful for last couple of breaths here. And if you're at the wall, gently allow your legs to come down towards the mat. Otherwise, go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your feet back to your mat. Inhale, lift the hips off of your block. Set that aside. And then just stretch one leg out towards the short end of your mat, and then the other. Allow your hands to be a little bit away from your body, palms up, and we're just going to rest here for a minute. Little mini Savasana. Can you feel that energy moving through your body? You feel it tingling somewhere in your body. And slowly, again, roll over to one side. And slowly come up to grab your props. And set your block off to the side. We don't need it for our next movement. Unless you don't have a bolster, you might actually want to use that. Okay. Go ahead, have the bolster and your blanket within reach. Again, come down. Well, actually move your hips all the way to one side of your mat, the opposite side from the bolster. And slowly come down onto your back. Inhale, lift your knees in towards your chest, and then allow them to fall over onto that bolster, or a block can be good. Grab your blanket and put it underneath your arm. I don't quite have enough room to bring my arm to take my arm out from my shoulder, but that's what I'm going to suggest. But the very propped recline or supine twist. I am grateful for and head can turn away from the bent knees if you'd like, looking over that shoulder. And you can be looking straight up at the ceiling. You can be looking towards your knees, wherever feels right in your body. The last couple of breaths here. And then if you've been holding onto your knees, let go. Allow the knees to point up towards the ceiling to bring your back body back onto the mat. A slight pause before we go to the second side. And now we have to move our props around if we've been using them. And of course, you can do this pose without any props at all. So now the bolster comes over to the other side, and you're moving your hips to the opposite side of your mat. Inhale, bringing the knees in towards your chest, then allow them to fall onto your bolster, and your arm can come out in a T. Now I can demo that. I actually need my bolster a little closer. And you can be looking at the hand of your outstretched arm if that feels comfortable for you, and holding on to your bent knees if that feels comfortable for you. And just let go. I am grateful for. And last couple of breaths, yeah. And slowly begin to bring the soles of your feet to your mat, stretching out one leg and the other toward the short end of the mat. Maybe grabbing that bolster, placing it underneath your knees. And I will be keeping time as we move into our final posture, Savasana. And just allow yourself to relax into your Savasana, allowing this practice to rejuvenate, restore, and integrate into your body. And the heart that gives is a happy one, for we cannot feel thankful and unhappy at the same time. If you choose, go ahead and take your hands to your heart again. Letting gratitude seep into your whole body. And taking your attention back to that intention you set at the beginning of this practice, perhaps. And I'd like you to also ask yourself, when I'm feeling grateful, do I feel more content, calmer? And do I feel more content and calmer in this moment? And if you'd like to, go ahead and visualize that golden healing light again, expanding with every inhale and slightly contracting with every exhale, beginning to fill your heart and filling your arms, feeling the upper back and shoulders, feeling your head and neck, feeling your lower back and stomach, your hips, your pelvic floor, and your legs, so your entire body is bathed in a golden healing light. With each breath, now the light is expanding into your aura. Golden healing light bathing your entire aura. And then all that healing, calming, golden light goes back into your heart. And if you choose, stay in Savasana for as long as you'd like. You're moving into the rest of your day. And go ahead and feel the stability of your props and your mat beneath you, feeling safe and secure. Feeling the back of your head, and the back of your shoulders, and your heels all in contact with your mat. In your own time, in your own way, begin to take any movements you need. Slowly coming back up into an upright position. Inhale, palms of the hands meet together in front of your heart. Head slightly bows over those hands. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from pain and suffering. And may you be grateful for all your blessings. And allow your hands to come into your lap or onto your thighs. Slowly blink your eyes open, taking in the floor and your mat. Raising your head, hopefully with a grateful smile on your face. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you are feeling calmer and happier, that anything that made you unhappy before you began this practice is at least lightened a little bit. I truly believe that we can't be grateful and unhappy at the same time. I do. If you enjoyed this practice, please go ahead and click the like button so that other people can find this practice as well. If you'd like to practice with me again, go ahead and click subscribe and the bell. Today you have done a Yin Yoga practice that borders a little bit on restorative. I did a vlog last week and I talk about how Yin Yoga is not restorative. It isn't. It's restorative to your nervous system, but the practice itself is not a restorative practice because we are meant to feel sensation in certain parts of our body. But we can sometimes make it a bit more restorative with the props, as I have done today, because we are moving from the fiery season of summer and into the cool and crisp season of fall, and that's a big transition. So we need to put out those fires. We need to calm down a little bit, not too much. And we have strengthened or tonified our earth element, our metal element, and our water element with this practice. That's kidneys and bladder, lung and large intestine, and spleen and stomach. May you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful fall.